Hey, it's Saturday morning, April the 4th, 2026. Watching cartoons. It's, well, we've been looking at comic books. That's what we've been doing. We've been looking at comics in the Bronze Age, and we've been having cats crawling all over us, including this kitten here. Ouch. Okay, so they're running the Submariner this morning. Okay, so let's get started. President Trump just commented on Truth Social that he's given the Iranian government 10 days to basically surrender, and 8 days are gone. So he said in 48 hours, he says all heck is going to break loose. So we'll see. I guess that would be Monday morning. We'll see what happens, man. This cat is gone mad. Okay, so we'll just. I just uncovered this box of Charlton comics. Let's look at it. And then I think we left off on Howard the Duck. The cat has been fed. The cat is just being nice. All right. So, let's see what we got here. This is a box labeled Charlton Comics box number 1. Okay. So, we have, based on the cartoon that is shown on this throwback television channel. Now, Bud Abbott was alive in the mid '60s or late '60s when they made this Abbott and Costello cartoon. So he does his own voice, but they had someone else doing the voice of Lou Costello. And I don't know that it's the greatest cartoon. Here's Army War Heroes featuring the Iron Corporal. Number. Man, these glasses stink. Let's switch out readers. Oh, this is better. 28. Definitely better. Issue 28. And issue 9, Attack. Perhaps this is what will be happening in 48 hours, if not sooner. Here's one that's not bagged and boarded. Attack number 15. And I don't see the issue number, but this is a Modern Comics reprint from the late 70s. And are these in order? Perhaps. Yeah. This is issue 21. And look, continuing the war theme on the back cover is an ad for the wonderful toys of destruction that you can obtain. And see there, whoever this artist is trying to simulate Joe Kubert's art there. Who is this artist? Someone named J.K. Yes, indeed. Oh my gosh, who would have a poster of Barry Manilow on their wall? Leif Garrett, I forgot he even existed. Debbie Boone, Eric Estrada, Scott Baio, Travolta. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. The 1970s was a pretty horrible time in some ways. Let's see. 22. I have no idea what Leif Garrett, I don't know what his hit songs sounded like. I never listened to them. I don't think he's the guy that did the cover of Did Do Run Run. I think that was probably Sean Cassidy. Probably, I don't know. I mean, it's just like it was a horrible time in many ways. Yes, it really was. 22. But today is kind of worse because I don't even know who's popular now. 29. I was forced to hear these people's names because they were mentioned around me in classrooms, or there were articles about them in Dynamite magazine, which I bought for other reasons, but they would also have to cover what's popular with the NPC crowd. Okay, this is Bear and Werewolf's Haunted Library, number 29. That last one was 22. This one was one I bought as a kid. I remember this one. 31. And the back cover is limited quality. I was saying limited quality. Actually, that's not what I meant. Limited quantity. These are actually, they had really good art in these $6 Million Man magazines and comics. They had Neil Adams doing art and someone else. It wasn't printed very well. That was the main thing. I still don't understand why a show as popular as the $6 Million Man. Why didn't Marvel put that? Why did the license for that IP wind up with Charlton? That was always confusing to me. Here's 31. Here's 33 rather. Well, today's the last 4 days. My wife and I we're trying to get healthier because I weighed myself on about 5-6 days ago, and I was the heaviest I've ever been in my life. As you have less money, you wind up gaining weight because it costs money to stay thin, and the cheap food is what makes you fat. It's a way of I guess it's their way of thinning the population or something. So anyway, I was not ashamed. I was 251 pounds. So no offense if you're more than that. I'm not. That's a lot for me. I should be probably 160, 170 tops. So I've lost about 6 pounds in a few days. One thing is I was being really good about this time last year, not drinking soft drinks, which in this part of the country they call pop. And then I got back into that nasty habit of drinking that evil fluid, Dr. Pepper, Coke. I'm now trying to flush my system of that and go back to unsweetened iced tea and water. Yeah. Yes. What a strange cover here. Page number 58. This bird is scaring this old monk. Okay. 35. 35. It's number 35, and it's 35 cents. Here's number 39. number 40. Now, while Charlton is making these horror comics, Marvel and DC were also producing horror comics. And it was there was a lot of horror comics, and you had limited funds because you were a little kid. So um, a lot of these I got later on, not during my childhood. But apparently, Charlton Horror is starting to go for high dollar amounts, and it's these books used to be. I can't imagine why any of these books would be more than $3-4, but now some of these are. There's some of these horror books people are asking like ridiculous prices. I don't know if they're getting them, but this is an all Ditko art, number 49. Because by the time comics were 40 cents, there were comic stores popping up all around the country, and Charlton realized they had an archive filled with stuff that the collectors would want, like all the Steve Ditko art. Steve Ditko would escape to Charlton because they basically just took whatever he gave them and didn't ask him to redraw it or change things. He'd rather maybe be paid slightly less than be treated disrespectfully. So this is 60. Okay. I'm going to look through this. Now, this was not a childhood copy. This was not treated well by whoever the original owner was. Let's see here. Come on, man. We'll go through this Charlton box, and then I'll switch over to this box we were going through. Excuse me. That thing really detracts from any cover it's on. Anyway. It's a whole page of Kung Fu accessories and Bruce Lee memorabilia. This has got to be 1982. Bruce Lee had been dead, 9 years at this point. Rub the Buddha for money. Wow. It says, I want to rub the Buddha for money. What kid would order a Buddha for $8? Do you need money desperately? Are you up to your neck in overdue bills and worrisome debt? Are you struggling along just trying to make ends meet with no light in sight? Just when you need a real money miracle. Well, man, wonder if it works. All right, back to war, battlefield action. It looks very happy. It looks like the logo looks like maybe it's an Archie comic or one of those Spire religious comics, but it's just such a happy looking logo for a war comic. Battlefield action and all the bright colors on the cover. Yeah. Well, how bad can it be? Oh my gosh. Here's Battlefield Action number 68. Even if you've been thin for years, you can gain up to 5, 10, 15 pounds. That's probably not the problem that most comic readers have, but the terrible fears of PFC Bolton. Looks like he's got combat shock there. Yeah. This is the ad for the Fun Factory. Look at that. You can see right through your flesh. Switchblade comb. Look at that, man. It's like he's completely electrocuting. It looks like he's completely electrocuting them, not just giving them a little buzz. His head's thrown back in agony. Yes, indeed. Battlefield Action 68. Number 70. Super Gifts and Gimmicks. It's the giant evil snake. Maybe that's the one from the Garden of Eden. Here's a masquerade makeup kit. You can be any one of these people for Halloween. How to make others secretly do your bidding with the astonishing power of automatic mind command. Wow. Famous good luck key for good luck. See, they figure if you're reading Charlton, you're broke, you're too skinny, or possibly too fat. You need to control others, maybe possibly to get a prom date. And maybe you need a Miracle AM transistor radio. It's the new Mini Miracle. Only 1/4 the size of a pack of cigarettes. I used to listen to the radio at night. I'd put it under my pillow because I like listening to late night radio, and my mom didn't want me staying up, but I could listen to I'd listen to this guy. Man, there was a guy. He had a British accent. Roy Masters, and the show was called "How Your Mind Can Keep You Well," and it was a religious show, but it was very strange. He was like a cult leader or something. I don't know. It was, but he'd say a lot of the right things. He was, always talked about how he didn't like the schools. Of course, I was, of course, in 7th grade. I didn't like school, and I liked hearing this guy confirm, what I felt. Here's Beetle Bailey, number 78. Another comic about the horrors of war. 78. Oh, this one I bought as a kid. I remember this. Oh, it's the Saturday Superstar movie. Where's my remote control? I may have to stop this. Some of the Saturday Superstar movies are really lame. This was from like 1972. Where did I put it? My gosh. There it is. What is it going to be? Oh no, it's going to be a fairy. Let's see. Once Upon a Time. Oh no, this might be okay. Oh, it's a Mr. Magoo. We'll let Mr. Magoo play because I'm recording this. Okay, anyway, this is a childhood copy from, yeah, it's 20 cents, so this would either be third or early fourth grade. Let's see, maybe second. Yeah, see, Charlton is different. They had different advertisers than the ones that advertised in Marvel and DC. And oh, they also figure that you have ugly nails, but I don't think many girls read Charlton comics. I don't know, because I could be wrong. Here's the beach hunt. Um, let's see. What do we have here? There's a coloring page that I did not color. I knew better than to color in my comics. Let's see, January 74. Okay, this is the middle, or this came out around Thanksgiving of third grade, 1973. Okay, 104. And then here's Beetle Bailey featuring Sergeant or Sarge Snorkel. Oh, and you can become a police officer or detective. On that in the back. This is Beyond the Grave, number 2, but it's a reprint. Modern Comics. The Modern Comics always, I think almost all of them had this skateboarding ad on the back. Let's see. It's from 1978, and it's a reprint of a comic from 1975. Sometimes these modern comics all came out in 1978, and some of them reprint comics from the 60s. Solid Sound. Steve Ditko art. So, I don't know. We're kind of living through historic times. I mean, things are either going to go wonderfully and for Trump with this war. I mean, you just don't know at this point. Or things will become very bad for everyone. But we just don't know which way it's going to be. It's things tend to usually wind up in his favor. We'll see. Okay, this is an Horrendous Condition. It's an older book, Billy the Kid. I think I got this last June. An ad on the internet. Someone about 10 miles away, I drove over and got a bunch of books from them. Charlton Comics gives you more. I don't like this kind of lettering, but I guess it's all right. This is I'm guessing this is from about 1967. Are we missing some pages? What's going on here? No. I was flipping through it and I saw that. I thought that was the back of the inside, or no, it isn't. Look at that. That's a full page for the jet rocket spaceship, which was made out of cardboard, but it was big enough for you to get into it if you were a little kid. Okay, here's the. It's this is number 18 from January of '65, actually. The indicia is down here on the inside front cover. Okay, that's Billy the Kid number. What did I just tell you? Yeah, at this point, they don't have it written on the cover. But here is Billy the Kid 141 from a much later time period. This is from April of 1981. So I would have been like 16 when this came out, but I don't remember. This is not my. I bought this from someone else. It's got some horrible stain there. Some comic fan was probably reading this and they had it in their lap, and then they peed their pants with excitement reading the story of Billy the Kid, and that's probably a urine stain, wouldn't you think? Here's the Achtung ad for Adolf's. That building where they used to send you German. We looked it up. This German memorabilia. We looked it up. It's still there in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yes, indeed, but it's not. It's no longer that business. Just imagine a time period where there was an ad for a company called Adolph's that sold German helmets and Iron Crosses and stuff. I like that they tell you that this is fake vampire blood, because you might have accidentally thought it was real vampire blood, and they want to be truthful in their advertising. Billy the Kid, number 141. Hey, these are out of order. Could you imagine that I did that? Why did I do that? Here's Billy the Kid 125, all Severin art. So that's going to be good. See, John Severin is a great quality artist, that goes back to the EC Comics days. He, of course, it's what made Crack Magazine so great for so many years. It was never as good as Mad, but there were times that Crack was pretty darn good. Kiss wants you to wear their pendant. Okay. John Severin. Yeah, I like John Severin. And his sister Marie Severin is fantastic as well. There's another 127, all Severin art. I always love this Sea Monkey ad. Oh my gosh, it's the Andy Gibb poster. And then you got some kind of weird plant that will probably take over your whole house that you obtain. What the heck? Yeah. The 1970s was pretty horrible in many ways, But overall, I don't know. It was a time that people didn't walk around staring at their phones, and for every horrible thing about the 1970s, I can name 3 great things about the 1970s. So I'm not sure I could do that about today. The Bionic Woman #1. This one has some value. I don't know how much, but you know, Bionic Woman is a beloved series. Black Fury number something from the 60s. Oh, it's on the back. Look at that. This was a gift from Graphic Man. So it has his printout in the back, and it's issue 46 from February 1964. Condition is good plus. See how he does it? He's got a picture of the cover. He's got the condition, everything. Here's Black Fury. Another issue of Black Fury. It's not bagged and boarded. Let's take a look inside. Black Fury. What's the name? Isn't the Iran war, isn't it called Operation Epic Fury? Is that what it's called? You can get a genuine shark's tooth, a toy chest. My goodness. You can get camouflage paint. Used in World War II and in Korea by U.S. Marine commandos. Now you can become almost invisible. Only 50 cents for 2 tubes. Wonder if it's actually war surplus. It says, spy invisibly, learn everybody's secrets, play commandos at war, win battles, games, contests, gives you terrific secret advantage over your enemies. Safe, harmless, washable, easy to use. Novel Products Corporation, 31 2nd Avenue, New York, New York. Please rush 2 tubes of camouflage paint. 50 cents at close, plus 10 cents for postage. Yeah, that's an ad I don't remember ever seeing before. That's a really good ad there for the amazing wrist radio. Look at that. What year are we dealing with here? Let's take a look. Number 49, October of 64. I can't really tell you much about Black Fury. I'm not sure if it's based on a TV show. I just really don't know. Here's an issue of Blondie. Okay, 191. They're all very happy. Blondie, 196. Ooh, this is neat. Brides in Love. What are they giving away? Win your own car. Plymouth Fury Jr. and a Thunderbird Jr. Those actually are working cars. They're like a car that you could get into and drive, but they're miniature cars. They used to give them away at car dealerships. They have engines in them. I mean, they would give them away at car dealerships for, and it would bring people into the dealership to maybe win one for their kid. They made one for the Ford Mustang, but a miniature Thunderbird, that would be really cool. Here's the Bugaloos, number 3. That was a Sid and Marty Krofft show, circa 71, maybe 72. I think the goal was to make them a popular singing group like the Monkees, you know, spin off from a TV show and actually make them popular. I don't think they ever had a hit. In fact, I'm sure they didn't. Here's Bullwinkle and Rocky #1. This is an actual childhood copy. Just damaged a childhood copy of Ghost #7 this morning because I was in a rush because the little white cat, Callie, was trying to jump up on the box and I was putting a book in and I don't have all my comics bagged and boarded like a dummy. And anyway, it's a tear at the top of a front cover of Ghost. So now I've got to get a replacement copy for that because of the, you know, but it still won't be my childhood copy, but I could probably get one in better shape and, you know, and all that. Seahorse Ranch. Oh, well, I'm looking at this because this is my childhood copy of this, and free book tells you how you can build a rugged body, command respect and admiration, and fear no man. Look at that. Finish high school at home. Hypno coin. There's a lot of hypnotize and a lot of bending other people to your own will. This is troubling. Life-size inflatable doll, only $9.99. Brunette wig, blonde. I mean, this is being sold to. Who is this being sold to? Please rush Judy to me for a 10-day free trial. I must be 100% satisfied with my inflatable doll or my money will be refunded promptly. Okay, made of soft, smooth, pliable vinyl, Judy looks and feels amazingly lifelike. Inflatable, just add air and instantly you have a life-size beauty. Guaranteed. This is the Ultra Deluxe model. There's no other inflatable doll as lifelike as Judy. You must be 100% delighted. Your money referred. Okay, just add air. She comes 5'4" beauty who wears size 8 clothes. You can dress me up for any occasion. Take me. They have the words printed over her, which makes it impossible to read. You take me riding or to a party, boating or swimming. Yeah, take her to a party and just let your imagination go, and you will see that I can be the most exciting thing ever invented for party gags. You're bound, oh, they misspelled your, Y-O-U-R. You're bound to find hundreds of exciting and unusual uses for me. Give your daughter a Judy doll and she'll be the talk of the neighborhood with the largest doll in town. I'm the most unusual gift that you can give to yourself or to a friend if you can bear to part with me. Wow. How about that? This is from July 1970. So I was 5 years old when I bought this comic. So this is one of my oldest comics in my collection. This may be the oldest comic in my collection. The oldest comic that I actually bought. And I have older comics that I bought later. I remember Choo Choo Charlie as being my oldest comic book, but it didn't survive. It somehow didn't make it. So I had to buy, I've since bought 2 copies of that because it was my first comic book I had as a kid. So it's a historic thing, of course. Well, there you go. If you haven't subscribed to this amazing channel, look at that. Monster posters. Please subscribe because since I did the last show, I've lost 4 subscribers. So the last show must have been particularly terrible. But people usually only watch the most recent video that's up. People never go back usually and watch older shows, or older shows aren't promoted by YouTube, so people are just attracted to whatever's the most recent. Hey, Damon Packard is an amazing filmmaker, and Damon, D-A-M-O-N, Packard, spelled like the old car, P-A-C-K-A-R-D. You need to look him up on YouTube and subscribe to him. He just put up a video yesterday that's fantastic about the 2 guys. Remember that It's here, right? I know it's here. Remember the film where this Bigfoot is walking through the woods and it's kind of shaky? Um, there's he made a documentary, a fake AI documentary, where the two guys that shot the film of Bigfoot are talking about it and how um, they tried to take a film of Bigfoot when they saw him, but the camera didn't well, you got to watch it. But they wind up meeting Kim Hunter on the set of Planet of the Apes, and they go to the set of Planet of the Apes. And it's amazing. It's really funny. And they befriend the Bigfoot. It's insane and crazy. And another masterpiece from Damon Packard. I highly recommend that you go to his channel and subscribe to that as well. Okay, this is a comic from the 60s, Captain Atom, number 85. It's hard to tell because the printing is so bad, you can't tell if that's an 85 or 86. But it's a beautiful cover, and this isn't actually an old Charlton. It's from 1978. It's the Modern Comics reprint. And I guess there are people that think 1978 is old. I guess it is. I don't think of it as old. Here is an actual real Charlton from the old days, from the 1960s. This is Strange Suspense Stories presents Captain Atom. And here is issue number 12 of Charlton Action, featuring Static, with particularly insane Steve Ditko art. And Charlton Bullseye number 3. I just thought this looks like if Phoenix from the X-Men and the Scarlet Witch and Medusa kind of had a baby together. Ian Carr is the artist, 1981. He's a pretty good artist. Wonder what else he did. That's Charlton Bullseye number 3, and here's Charlton Bullseye number 7. Back at last, Captain Atom. Return of Captain Atom. Here is Charlton Premiere, featuring Trio. 3 new action hero ideas from Charlton. The Tyro Team, The Shape. Look at that guy, man. Like the world's most far-out action hero. And what is it? The Spookman, a terrifying monstrosity of strength. All right. The Cheyenne Kid, number 77. Oh, back to horror. Creepy Things, number 3. That looks like a Kmart sticker. I haven't tried to remove it because it's a Kmart sticker. It's cool. Department 246 for $1. And I like how it says read comics. Now this is a pretty good cover. Creepy Things. It's scary. Number 3. And that's a Modern Comics reprint. And this is as well. See, the Modern Comics imprint. So it's from 1978. As we look at Charlton Comics, I would be remiss in not thanking Charlton 66, the great YouTube comic collector of Charlton, Doc Savage, old pulps. He's a genius. I wish he would post more often on YouTube. But anyway, he just sent me a message yesterday that it's a birthday gift. My birthday's coming up in a few weeks, April 20th. He's sending me a box of, because he works in several days a week, he works in a comic book store in his retirement. And he's sending me some Sugar and Spike comics, which is a DC comic I dearly love, and some issues of Vampirella that I don't have that'll fill in some gaps in my Vampirella collection. Obviously, I'm talking about the Warren Vampirella. None of the other Vampirellas do I consider to be like the one that comes out today. That's so not what we read in the 70s in the black and white Warren magazines. She's got the new Vampirella. It's got like covers that are sometimes somewhat decent, but the interior art is horrible, and they've got her with pointy ears like an elf, and it's so bad, man. But the people that buy that, they don't know any better, I guess. They've never seen the old Warrens. They don't know how much better they are, and they're just buying covers for the cover. D-Day, raw gut-ripping action, number 6. Gut-ripping. Man, oh, this is a great comic. Doomsday +1. I'm pretty certain this is John Byrne's first art in comics. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. What movie could this have been inspired by? And obviously, it's a comic about the dystopian future. Doomsday +1. I think I have the whole run of that, but nope, I guess I don't. I don't have issue 2, but I have 3. I do have books that reprint the whole thing. So, I mean, I could read it all if I could find those books. There's another copy of 3. This robot here is what Metarog on YouTube named himself after. So, yeah. John Byrne, 75. Then I'm missing 4. Here's 5. Sometimes Charlton could hit it out of the park with their original series because, you know. Okay, and then, wait a second. This is a childhood copy. I bought this when it came out. But what I guess I didn't realize is that this is a reprint of, this is the first issue, this is the 7th issue, and it's obviously just a reprint with color change. Yeah. So, how old would I? Okay, this is probably June of 1978, so I would have been 12, right? I think so. So I guess, yeah. Number 8. I'm missing number 9. Here's number 10. Oh, here we go. This was put out by Fantagraphics later on in the early days of the comic book stores. It reprints the whole series. So this may have been what I was thinking about. It says featuring classic art by John Byrne. So this is, once John Byrne became huge with X-Men, they reprinted this old Charlton comic. Here's issue 2, reprinting what we just saw. So that's probably why I never sought out all those missing Charlton issues, because I had them reprinted here. 3, well, that's all I've got of that. Here's Dragon Wheels, number 58. And a little bit older, this is Drag Strip Hot Rodders. Okay. And from my childhood, this was probably when I was about 6 years old, Dudley Do-Right number 7. Ooh, this is even older, but this is not a childhood copy. Dudley Do-Right number 5. They were out of order. Okay. Now here's, like Doomsday +1, E-Man was a really good comic that Charlton put out. E-Man number 1. Looks like I paid up, almost $20, 1 cent less than that, $19.99 for this E-Man number 1. And then this is a reprint of E-Man number 1 from 1978, Modern Comics. This was a lot of fun. And then later, this series was continued on through another company. I think it was called First Comics. I don't know, something like that. That's a reprint from about 4 years later, I think. Yeah, well, the first issue of E-Man was a 20-cent comic, and then this was reprinted in 78. So 4 or 5 years later, they reprinted that. Here's E-Man number 2. And then another Charlton, here's another Modern Comics reprint, number 3. Just really nice artwork. The art was Joe Staton, unless it's pronounced Staten, but the editor was George Wildman. Script is Nicola Cuti. I've never pronounced that in my life. I've always seen it there. Cuti. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, so that's number 3. Oh, here's an original issue of number 3. So look what how they're different, just in case you're wondering. The Modern Comics one is brighter, of course, and then the other difference is that the original says all new, and they don't write all new on the reprint, which makes sense. 2, 3, okay. Now, the first issue I bought as a kid from the Lone Star Drive-In in San Antonio. No, it wasn't this one. Actually, yeah, no, this is a Modern Comics reprint, number 4. Look at this crazy Steve Ditko art. Look at that. Who is this character? Oh, Killjoy. This is kind of yeah. This is like if Deadpool was good, it would be like this. I've never really read Deadpool comics. I just saw the Deadpool movies, and I liked the first 2 of them. And then I saw the third one with Wolverine, and I just thought, man, they're just going too far. I don't want to see a movie with Wolverine saying the F word 100, 200 times in a movie. Okay, this is a childhood copy. This is the first time I bought E-Man, and probably because I saw Frankenstein and a Wolfman, and I was wanting to figure out what this was. This is from January of '75, so fourth grade. And this was a fun issue. Then it has this great backup story as well. Yeah, there's another gain weight ad. Yeah, look at this. Gain weight. Okay, this is John Bernard on this Raj 2000. Or is it ROG 2000? I don't know. But that's what Metarog. That's where he got his name from. That backup feature. Number 7. And even though it's not a Charlton comic, I put this is when they brought him back in the mid '80s. It looks like I just filed this with my Charlton E-Man comics. So I guess Charlton allowed creators to keep custody or ownership of their characters. So anyway, E-Man. Number 6. I don't have all of them. I got it when okay, and I guess I came back for issue 19. I just didn't have unlimited money, you know. Here's number 23. It's like they have wraparound covers. And we have a parody of Wolverine here. Now these, unlike the Charlton E-Man books that were on spinner racks at 7-Elevens, the first comics was only sold through comic stores, so you don't see a comics code symbol, and you don't also have a barcode. That's 23. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. It's a giant size issue. Fantastic Giants. Conga, Gorgo, those are both movie monsters. And they also have the Mountain Monster and Hogar. Those were both movies that were in theaters not long before this was put out. They both had their own titles from Charlton. I don't think I have any of those individual titles of Conga and Gorgo. I've just never seen them in my life. 134, A Fighting Army. Look at this, man. Fighting Army. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Well, yeah, I keep thinking about what's going to happen in Iran, man. This is I want the people of Iran to step up and take over their government, but I don't know how possible it is for them to do that. Yeah, lots of ads for building muscles and for controlling other people's minds in these books. This is Fighting Army, November 1980, number 148. Um, 151. These books are very brittle. I should not be storing these without bags and boards, but I just don't have them. There's 149. Fighting Marines. I don't even know when the title changed. Here's 123 of Fighting Marines. Here's a horrendous condition copy of 151 Fighting Marines. And then Flash Gordon, for a little bit, was under Charlton's control. Flash Gordon 13. And here is Flintstones 22 in terrible shape for a little bit. Hanna-Barbera had given their characters to Charlton's custody. 23. They had been with Gold Key. I don't know why that change was made. It's yeah, there's a book about Charlton. Maybe it tells you in there how they were able to convince these companies to. Okay, this is my childhood copy. This is one I bought as a kid. So it's a 20 center, number 25. And here's 38, not a childhood copy. I would not have kept a comic in that condition. Here is the Flintstones' neighbors, Barney and Betty Rubble, number 17. And, oh, you have to really study it to figure out what the joke is. He's skateboarding and painting the ceiling by skateboarding. And then when you get the joke, it's not funny. And it's like, why did I waste my time trying to figure that out? This is the Flintstones starring Dino, number 1. I believe this is a childhood copy. Here's the Flintstones featuring the Great Gazoo, number 9. And that, so when they did tons of Flintstone titles. This is 86 for Lovers Only. Number 87 for Lovers Only. You think you're seeing double, but the printing is off. Do you see that? See on his chin there? You can see it's not the camera out of focus here. It's everything's. But sometimes that would happen. For Lovers Only, 87. And this is a Charlton Archie imitation. This is older. This is from the very early 60s or from the 50s. Freddy. Nice artwork. Ghostly Haunts, number 31. Sewer Patrol. Yeah. That looks, at first I wasn't sure, but that is a tear in the cover, it looks like. Ooh, this is nice. Number 32 of Ghostly Haunts. Look at this cover. And she was the hostess. That's 32. Here's 43. She's like this mod witch. And 48. $54. I remember buying this as a kid. This must have been my first copy of Ghostly Haunts. Which brings us to Ghostly Tales from the Haunted House. And here's the host saying way too much for a cover. Sometimes they would do that. This is Ghostly Tales number 74, 12-cent comic, Silver Age. Ooh, this has got some horrible stuff on it that's, you can kind of feel it. It's like, it's either model kit glue or who knows what. My gosh. Look at this artwork. Okay, Ghostly Tales number 88. 15-cent comic. Someone sold it for 15 cents at a garage sale for cover price. Number 93. $95. $102. $111. $118. $120. A lot of these I've got to thank Charlton66. He was going through his collection and pulling out doubles of a lot of the comics he'd accumulated over the years. And I don't know, about a year or two, he sent me a box of his doubles. So, look at that. That's a great cover. Ghost Manor, Echoes of the Spirit World, number 4. Number 5. Then I'm going to take this box back up to the comic archive room when I'm done showing it to you. Here's Ghost Manor number 11. We're almost done with this. Number 13 of Ghost Manor. Look how they're making a big deal about it being number 13. And here's the, I can never, look at it, 13 goes all the way down. I can never remember what her name is. Hi, creeps. I'm the new kid on the block, and I'm going to bring a little dead or a life to this dull neighborhood because, oh, Winnie the Witch. Okay, that's right. She's the mod witch. Blue skin. All right. Number 13. Oh, another copy of the same one. This one's doesn't have a sealed bag. Let's take a look inside. Yeah, she's always posing as she's telling you the stories. This one's in pretty good shape. There she is again. And she looks different depending on what artist is drawing her. This is a Steve Ditko story. I mean, Charlton is just filled with Steve Ditko art. And this is from July of 1970. So it's 15 cents. Yeah. Okay. Number 17. She likes to look back at the reader. Let's see, number 18. But the first, here's my childhood copy. This is the first one I bought, number 19, with a Frankenstein-looking guy. Excuse me. Ghost Manor 23. Ghost Manor 56. Here's one without a bag, number 68. Oh, I don't ever remember seeing a video game ad on the back of a Charlton. But this was when comics were dying. Video games are what killed comics. I mean, I'm using past tense because comics are not, in my opinion, alive now. They're bought by people my age or older, or people a little younger for, I don't know, speculation or investment reasons. I don't know. Kids don't read comics, so to me that means that it's a dead industry. Here is, that's just my opinion, don't get offended. Here's Go-Go. This is a good comic. I need to get all the issues of this. This is an attempt to kind of be Tiger Beat and show what's popular and also have kind of Archie style humor. This is James Bond parodies, monsters. Join the in crowd. We're so in, we're out. Yeah, I'm missing a lot of issues of this. Here's issue 9. So, Paul Revere and the Raiders, who were great. This is what you're dealing with inside. Just a wonderful, and the artwork is different than what you'd normally see in Charlton. This is a parody of the Monkees. Did they credit the artist? No. The Wild Life and Adventures of Miss Bikini Love. I had a friend that had a car just like that. And he came back from California. He had a car like that, but he didn't have a place to live. So a car like that was parked in my garage. I let him park it in my garage because he had no other place. Jaguar. I always pronounced it Jaguar, but apparently you're supposed to say Jaguar. Paul Revere and the Raiders. How about that? Go-Go, number 9. From what year? Probably 67. Let's see. Yeah, October 67. That's a comic worth getting. Go, go. Okay, brings us to Gunfighters with a Severin cover. It's written on the back. Condition good, May 1981. I don't know if that's from Night Tiger. It might be. Someone wrote it on the back. Here's Hanna-Barbera Parade. This is a comic from my childhood. I remember I bought this one when we were living in Germany. This is probably 1970, 71. Okay, this is also from my childhood. Stupidly not bagged and boarded. Let's see what we're going through. You know, it's all the bunch of different Hanna-Barbera characters inside. Looks like I kept it in pretty good shape all these years. This is a comic that's about 55 years old. I don't know if that was done in printing or if that's a mark I put on it. I don't think I would have done that. I don't know why that pin mark would be there, or it could just be because the printing quality is not super high, as you can see there. Okay. Another one from my childhood. This is a 20-cent one, so July 1972. So this was probably bought in Germany. This is right when we were about to get on the plane to go back to the United States, to Hampton, Virginia. This record you can listen to on YouTube. Yeah, this artist, Ray Durgo, I guess, is very proud of his art. I think that Gold Key may have done a better job with the Hanna-Barbera characters, but for some reason they switched over. This is Secret Agent number 10. Cashing in on the James Bond, Man from U.N.C.L.E., October 1967, Volume 2, number 10. So, Secret Agent, and then Haunted number 6. And that's that box. We went from A to H. I don't really have a tremendous amount of Charlton comics. I don't think. You may disagree. I'll move this box back over to the staging area so we can look at something else. Looks like Fireball XL5 is starting. Okay. Just a second. Okay, now we'll continue. That was just a brief foray into Charlton. Now we're going to move back into Marvel and DC comics from the Bronze Age till today. We've been going through these. We're now at the H's. So this is going to be Marvel. DC. Bronze Age, 1971, 72 and up. Whenever comics switched to 20 cents, that's when I consider the beginning of the Bronze Age. Okay, so we have Howard the Duck, #1. Howard the Duck, #2. This is a comic I dearly loved. Howard the Duck, #3. Now this is some kind of price variant, or I guess they were trying out the 30-cent price tag. And I have another copy that just has still only 25 cents. Howard the Duck 4. This is the first one I was able to find on the newsstand. Those other 3 I had to buy at a later date because this was just impossible to find on the spinner racks when it was coming out. They said it had low distribution. I don't think that's true. I think they printed just as many as any other book, but the speculators at the time went into the magazine distributors and bought big stacks of Howard the Duck before they ever got to the newsstand so they could sell them at conventions and, through their catalogs. Here's Howard the Duck, #5. I have the entire run. I don't know if you want to, you probably do too. I don't know if you want to see all these. Since they're not bagged and boarded, I had them all bagged and boarded. I took them out of their bags because the bags looked bad. Now I realize I probably should have just left them in here. 7. Yeah, well, you know what they look like. We don't have to see them all, but I have the whole run. Just trust me. And then a couple of times they tried to start it later, okay, whatever. Howard the Duck. Okay, let's move to the Hulk. Here's Hulk 145. So to me, the Bronze Age started when this strip started going across the top in the corner box, which is what Marvel had during the 60s, went away. So they had been 15 cents. Marvel and DC went up to 25 cents with a bigger format, and then Marvel dropped it, the page count back down to 20 cents. DC stuck around with 25 cents with a bigger page count longer. And but this, to me, is when the Bronze Age started. Now, I'm not going to have every issue. That's 145. Here's 146. This is a great time because Marie Severin and, Herb Trimpe were, and Maurice, I love Marie Severin. 146. 147. Okay, 150. I like this cover a lot. So I'm missing 148, 149. I'd like to get those at some point. Oh, it's another copy of 150. $151. Another copy of 151. 152. This means a lot to me because I used to have a shirt, t-shirt with this design on it, this cover, when I was in 3rd grade. Maybe it was 4th grade. 142. I also had a Submariner and a Captain America shirt. Looks like I bought this several times. So I have it 3 times because 3 times in my life have I seen this comic in a comic store, and I bought it all 3 times because of that shirt. That was 152. Here's 153. Yeah, oh boy, I have several copies of that. You don't need to see them all. 154. 155. A world he never made. That was the slogan of Howard the Duck later. 155. Almost every one of these I have more than one copy of. Here's 156. There was a brief uptick in the value of this for a little bit because there's a character in this that was going to be in an Ant-Man movie, and I think Bill Murray played the character, and nobody cared, and then I guess the value went back down. I don't know. 157, because that was the first 2 Ant-Man movies were good. The third one was not good, and that's the one that's when they were trying to make a big deal out of the movie version of Kang that was not, I just thought was, yeah, that's when things were going downhill for the movies. Here's 163. See, I'm missing 158, 159, 160, 161, 162. Yeah. They were just always hard to find for me over the years. Here's 164. 165. At this point, I knew all about the Hulk. I'd watched the Hulk cartoons when we lived in Germany, the 1966 cartoons, but I wasn't buying the Hulk comic yet. I'll let you know when we see the first Hulk comic I actually purchased. That's 169. Here's 170. I'm missing 171 and 172. Here's 173. Here's 175. By this point, it's at a quarter instead of 20 cents. I don't know if 174 was 20 cents or not. 176. We're getting real close to the issues that all the speculators want. Okay, that's 176. I'm missing 177. Here's 178. I don't have 179. I have Hulk 180. I was homesick from school, and my mom went to the 7-Eleven and bought me some comics for me to read. And this was one of the ones she picked up. So you can see, this is the first appearance of the Wolverine. You know, on the last page, you see him, him charging at you. But most people think the first appearance was the next issue, because that's the one that where he's on the cover. So anyway, but I didn't get that one because I wasn't sick that next month. So this is how I also got the facsimile of it. So you can see the difference. Obviously, the price is a difference, but it looks like they did a pretty good job of reprinting it, except for the barcode and at the bottom. So 180. And of course, like I said, I don't have the next one, but I have a facsimile of it. 181. And then 182. I think Wolverine is still in it and is running around on the first page or so, and then he disappears. 182. 183. I'm missing missing 184 and 185. Here's 186. 191. Missing 192. Here's 193. Okay. That Hulk 180, my mom bought it for me. This is the first time I bought a Hulk comic. This is my purchase. So 193. See, because if I had gone to the 7-Eleven on that particular day, if I wasn't home sick, I would not have picked Hulk 180. I would have bought something else because I didn't, how was I to know? Hulk 183, I remember buying that. So I don't have 194, 195, 196, but I definitely bought this one off the stands because look at that cover, man. Yeah, it was in 4th grade, beginning of 4th grade, that I really discovered how cool the Marvel superheroes were. That was 197. I do not have 198, 199. I bought the 200th issue, though. I don't have 201. I have 202, though. There's another copy of 202. 203. I don't have 204. Here's 205. Looking at that cover, trying to figure out who drew it. I'm missing 206, 207, 208. Here's 209. We're in 1976 now. 210. It's now 1977. 212. I think this is about the time the TV show started. 212. I'm missing 213. 214. They'll make a big deal out of it on the cover and say, as seen on TV. Maybe the TV show started in 1978. Here's 215. Missing 216. Here's 217. The t-shirt designs you can get. Oh, man. Attention, art lovers. Sal Buscema penciling with Ernie Chan inking. Wow. I just love Ernie Chan. 218. No, it's the illustrators are George Tuska and Keith Pollard. $217. I don't know if I want to go through all these Hulk books, man. We'll see. Okay. 219. Now this has a cover by Ernie Chan. See how spectacular he is. It's another. Boy, I have I have 3 copies of 219. Here's one that's not bagged and boarded. Let's take a look inside. Okay, where are we at time-wise here? 1978. Sal Buscema and Ernie Chan. 220. I'm missing 221. Here's 222. Jim Starlin penciling, and Alfredo Alcala. Oh, Alfredo Alcala! Look at his inking. Isn't that great? That's 222. 23, 24, 25 I'm missing, so then I have 226 with Sal Buscema, Joe Sennett art. Okay. All right. I don't have 227. 228's the first one I've got that touts Marvel's TV sensation on the cover. So, show's definitely on the air at this point. And there's a magazine, a black and white magazine that was out around this time, black and white comic magazine Marvel put out of the Hulk. It was called The Rampaging Hulk, and it had really cool artwork, but it was set in the 60s. And then when the TV show started, that magazine switched over to color, and they started printing stories taking place in the today. So and making it kind of more like the TV show, as I recall. 228, 229. Yeah, they kept the Marvel's TV sensation on there while that show was on, and the show was nothing like this, but it was a fun show. And it was like The Fugitive from the 60s, except it, if The Fugitive could turn into a big green guy, but he was never picking up tractors or fighting monsters or things like that. And it never looked like that. Would have been cool if that did happen, but yeah, buddy, that's 230. 231. 232. We don't have that many more Hulk books to go. Because once a character, I'll love a character, but then once creative teams get on that character that I don't like, then I have no interest in reading it. I'm not going to just keep buying something that's poorly done. 234. There's something about this issue that's a big deal. I don't remember what it is. I'm looking at this thinking that's a Steve Ditko cover. I believe it is. Steve Ditko would sometimes come back to Marvel and do artwork, but he would never do Spider-Man ever again. But he would, you know, come back and work on anything but that. 235, 236. Yeah. Okay. 237. 238. Still Marvel's TV sensation. Star Trek movies coming out to give you some context of time period. 239. Mount Rushmore. I always thought that's pretty poorly drawn, but I don't know. It's probably hard to get a perspective of what Mount Rushmore looks like from above, but yeah, who is the art? I mean, the art of the Hulk isn't that bad, but maybe if they had cut it about here, but it just, I don't know. George Washington looks worried. Oh boy. Celebusima, Mike Esposito, inker. See here, that's supposed to be George Washington, but you're seeing him from below, so his bottom jaw's got to be bigger. But yeah, I don't know that I could do any better, so I need to be quiet. 239. Okay, I'm missing some issues. Then I guess I'm back for 245. So those must have been very early ads for Star Trek a while back, and now that's when it actually came out. 250 is a giant-sized issue. It's a special double-size collector's item issue, co-starring the Silver Surfer. Getting a cramp in my hand. 250. My wife gave me a potassium pill. She said that helps prevent cramps. 250. Okay, then I guess I'm missing about 7 issues. Here's 258. At this point, they're not touting he's on television anymore. We're in 1981. Not sure when that show was canceled. 259. There's another copy of that. How about that? Let's jump. All right, some more Hulks. Okay, here's 282. 283. Not sure. He kind of looks like a goblin there. 284. 285. We're into about 1983 now. 290. They stopped having the strip across the top around this point and kind of went back to sort of a corner box, but it still doesn't look like the 60s. 290. 310. 311. 314. 315. 315. I don't like that cover. 316. Starting to be an ugly time. So Iron Man has the wrong colors. I didn't like when they changed his suit. I like things to stay the same. What is it, you know? Especially when there's no good reason. You know, the colors are now not as interesting, in my opinion. You know. Okay, what do we got here? 219. 324. 325. This is 1986 when they had the anniversary. Oof. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, it's Todd McFarlane. Sorry. 342. I mean, perhaps you love that, in which case you're right. It's great. I just don't like it. 363. This was given to me as a gift. I remember that. It's nice the person gave me the gift. But 386. 389. I bought this for the Man Thing cover. This is about the end. Let's see. Because I don't think... Let me see. What else do I have? Oh, okay. A little bit more. Oh, boy, yeah. Horrible. Okay. Now we're in, this got to be the 90s. 30th anniversary issue 393 with the foil, you know, shiny cover. I don't know. Then I have 427. Yeah, it doesn't look like a comic anymore. It just, ugh. Where the art goes all the way to the edge. Whoa, boy. Yeah. This time period, it doesn't look like a comic book at all. I guess I saw this somewhere. It had a Man Thing on it. I don't know. Something's wrong with them. Here's 428. When Candyman came out. Whatever. Okay, that's the end of my Hulk collection. Okay, this is Hulk Annual number 5 from 1976 with Groot in it. Number 6 from 1977. Number 7. I don't have number 8. Here's number 9 with Steve Ditko art. Yeah, the whole issue is Steve Ditko art. Isn't it? Or is it? Steve Ditko. Alan Milgram is apparently inking. Well, no. I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, how about that? Steve Ditko. And then this is, oh boy. You can see how this is Hulk Annual from number 17 from 1991. And all of a sudden, the 90s are just... And then this book was cool. Looks like I only got the first one of Jim Rugg's Hulk Grand Design. It shows the whole history of the Hulk, and I was going to... And then I moved from where I was living to here, and I missed out on the second issue, so I never got the second issue of this. Jim Rugg was his partner was, forget the name of his partner on. They had a channel on YouTube, and his partner was accused of something, and then he self-deleted, and then I don't know if that anything else was done with that channel. I don't. But anyway, oh, there are some more Hulk books. They just have different titles. But do we want to look at them? I'm not sure I do. It's the Rampaging Hulk. And then there's some mini-series like this Richard Corbin series called Banner that I have after. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what else I've got. And here, I just don't think I want to look at all these. Oh, I see what they did. I think they stopped publishing. Here's the. I'll just show you. The next issue that's Banner #2, and Banner. I was I'm a big fan of Richard Corbin, so I got this I think this was in the 2000s, though it was after the 90s. And then they restarted the Hulk comic, and they probably let's see, this is the Hulk 34, and the interior art just is terrible. Who is this person? What should be someone I like? Oh, John Romita Jr. Yeah, he's terrible. No, his father was great. And John Romita might be a wonderful human being. He might be a great neighbor. He might water his lawn and everything. And he might be fun to hang out with. It just, this is not my idea of fun, comic art. But, people have disagreed with me and really think this is good. It's easy to read, isn't it? I just kind of, we don't want all that Stan Lee dialogue. Let's just have a comic with no words at all. It's special. Enough said. So apparently it's a silent comic. Real clever. Okay. Here's the Hulk 36. Look at that. That's pretty. You ever see a kid with a neck like that? Very good art. Maybe you have. Maybe in the mirror. I don't know. It seems like I read this and it read. It's 2002. It seems like I read it and it was pretty, or maybe it was pretty good, or maybe someone convinced me that it was good and I believed them. I don't know. I'm looking at it now and wondering what did I spend on this? $2.25. I probably could have gotten a cheeseburger for it. Here's the Hulk. Good God. Number 38, March 2002. Yeah, it's still the same art. Is this John Romita Jr. still? Yes, indeed. Well, people tell me he's great, so he must be great. It must just be something wrong with me. This is number 39 with this art school cover. And then 40. Boy, I was buying this very faithfully, wasn't I? What? 41. 42. At least it wasn't like the night. I was trying in the early 2000s. I thought, oh well, the 90s are over. It looks like they're trying something new. I was trying out these books that I'd read were good, and maybe this was good. It just, I look at it now and it's like not that much better than the 90s. It's not what comics are supposed to look like in my narrow little world, my part of the universe, what I think comics are. Oh my God. We're almost done, thankfully. This next cover is horrible, man. It's look. Oh, it doesn't have a bark. It doesn't have a damn Comics Code Authority. I guess was gone by then. But an X-Acto blade's about to go into someone's eye. Why did I buy this? That's just as bad as anything in the pre-code horror days. And then, oh wow, wait, what is this? That was Hulk 44, and then here's Hulk 11, which is terrible looking. I guess they're starting the Hulk over. And look how bad the art is. Why do I own this? This is the problem, is you just don't. Look at how bad that is. And what is this moronic stuff? Maybe this is that same 55. I don't know what this even is. So this artwork doesn't look as bad. I don't know. Is that the band Shampoo? I think I remember there was a pop band in the time of the Spice Girls called Shampoo that had a song Trouble. But this is when that first Hulk movie came out. That's probably why I tried the book out, because there was a movie coming out and I wanted to. Oh, Spectre Man's on. I'm not recording it. Shoot. See, I just despise that kind of artwork. That's an ad for a video game. I don't like this bald Hulk. Yeah. What is this? This is Alex, the Immortal Hulk. People are telling me that I would like that. I have one issue of it. Maybe it's good. This is a book that everyone kind of forgets, The Human Fly. He was a real daredevil that went around doing stuff in New York, climbing buildings or something. And I guess Stan Lee said, we should make a comic book about this guy. So they put him into the Marvel universe, fighting, going along with Ghost Rider and stuff. I mean, I bought this because I thought, I don't know what I was thinking. In my defense, I was a little kid. I was 12, 3. I might have bought the whole series, and now it's just a joke. People laugh about it, like My Mother, the car. But I remember not hating this book. I want to like things. Oh man, do we need to see all these is the question. I don't know. Let's look at them anyway. Here's number 7. Number 8. Oh, I didn't get 9. Here's 10. Why didn't I get 9? Weird. Bizarre. Number 11. number 12. I wonder why Marvel never did a comic book of J.J. Arms, that guy that he was a real guy that didn't have arms or didn't have hands or something. Look how they have Red Sonja front and center of the Marvel world. It's an ad for Clark bars. $13. This gets real boring. I'm sorry. No. We can't do this. There's the rest of them. Okay, here's a cool comic I remember from 4th grade. It reprints a story from Strange Tales of the Human Torch and then a Golden Age one in the back, as I recall. Human Torch 1, 2, 3. That's a good comic. Here's 4. Let's open it up because it's not taped. Never finished high school. See, in the back, you've got a Golden Age story. It may be from the early 50s. Let's see. Yeah, this looks to be like early 50s, this story. I mean, they're not fighting the Germans. It's not a World War II story. That's my guess. And then this is it says it's reprinted from Strange Tales 104 with Jack Kirby art. So that's issue 4. That was a fun comic this was a fun comic when I was in 5th grade. Here's number 5, because I was just starting to discover the Fantastic Four, and here was another Fantastic Four comic on the stands, number 6, and I'm missing 7. Someday I'd like to get number 7. Here's another 8. Here is a interesting thing. It's pretty thick. This has this great cover, and it inside it reprints a Golden Age, and they've printed it with a brown background. See, that paper is not really aged. It's printed to look aged, which is an interesting way to go about it, I guess. Okay, so this is reprinting this issue. So it's a facsimile, except it doesn't print the original ads, which I think is a lot of fun and is something that the new facsimiles do, and that's smart, is to show the original ads. But it's real thick and has a lot of Golden Age fun. I have several copies of that issue. And then there's, at the end of the box, Human Torch miniseries from when comics cost $1.50. So when would that have been? I have no idea. Probably the late 80s. So that's a whole long box. Now the really good Hulk stuff is in Tales to Astonish, right? That's where I've got a lot of those, but those are in separate boxes because I didn't want them to. I wanted the 60s stuff to be on its own. Okay, so amazing. So what's coming up in the next box? We'll have to see. Oh, this would be the next box. Let me bring it over. Whoa, shit. Almost tripped on the vacuum cleaner. Okay, clean it up around here. Okay, so more of that Human Torch miniseries, The Huntress, Infinity Incorporated, a lot of that. Invaders, oh, that's good. I'd rather look at the Invaders than Infinity Incorporated. Iron Fist, Iron Man. What's after Iron Man? Oh, John Carter, Warlord of Mars. That's what's coming up in the next box. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go see what's in the mail. And I'll do a special Easter broadcast tomorrow. And that should be the highlight of your week, right? I should put on a coat because it's about 39 degrees out here. But oh man, I've got cat hair all over these pants. Okay. Nothing exciting. Anyway, guess I'll see you guys tomorrow.